Talk about round my way, BK to the day I die. Got a lot of pride for this neighborhood, man, I tell you why. It's the streets, fire escapes and alleyways. Tough guys and hot chicks, man, all day. Thinking back to a time, man, when we were young. Now reminisce about the bed with my sons. Hard and old in this cold world. All I know is wrong with my baby girl. Hard growing up when your mom and sister's gone to Brooklyn. Bring me on to old Brooklyn.
The Outlaw at the Renaissance Blackstone. It's my first show in Chicago, being from Brooklyn. You know, a friend of mine that I grew up with, childhood friend, invited me here to do this show, and it was great to reconnect with him again.
I had my 20th high school reunion in Brooklyn about 6 months ago. Ran into a very good friend of mine's wife, Donna, and my friend is Kaves. Michael McClear, and Mike and I grew up in the same block in Brooklyn, so he was showing me some of his work.
I was doing these these portraits, these pop icons, kind of street life, gangsters and outlaws, you would say.
A painting of Bonnie and Clyde, a painting of a Tommy gun, a Chicago typewriter, stuff that is indigenous to Chicago, but has a Brooklyn connection. He had a great painting of Al Capone, and in the painting, in a very street art manner, it said, "Born and raised in Brooklyn."
And he said, "What do you mean, Brooklyn, born and raised?" I said, "Yeah, Al Capone was a Brooklyn guy. Before he was in Chicago, he was in Brooklyn. That's where he made his bones and got his nickname Scarface."
Al Capone is the face of Chicago. Whether we like it or not, whether we choose to embrace it or not, he is a lot of what Chicago is. The Renaissance Blackstone is Chicago's outlaw hotel. The history, first and foremost, is so vast and so unique, people want to come and discover it. They want to explore the hotel that Al Capone would get his hair cut and shaved every week. People, by word of mouth, are experiencing the Blackstone, and they come in and they're not expecting what they see. The art hall has been here since 1910. We've had several great artists that have displayed their work, and now we have Kaves. And his art hangs everywhere around the world, and I asked him if he would be interested in showcasing his art at the Renaissance Blackstone, and he loved the idea. Kaves is a very accomplished artist. He's an accomplished musician. One of his most popular songs from the Lords, or the Lords of Brooklyn, is Outlaw. And it just worked. It just clicked.
I'm an outlaw, baby. I'm an outlaw, baby. I'm an outlaw, baby. Hey, you ain't never gonna bring me in.
I started out piecing in books and learning the different styles of the local writers. From there, you would learn how to do block letters or bubble letters, and you start taking it more serious, and you're introduced to wild style. After a bunch of years of doing that, I ended up getting in trouble for it. So I had to find a way to become, take that and do something with it. I was starting to branch into doing commercial work, maybe for record companies, or, eventually it led to doing album covers and doing work for sports companies, Nike, Adidas, Pony.
Look at a guy like Kaves. He's a wild guy growing up, but the guy he is now is different from the guy he was then. But what is still intact is that energy and that fire and that passion and that creativity that he got from graffiti. And so graffiti was just a launch pad for all these ideas that a young kid who didn't necessarily have the outlet or the access or the ability to communicate on a mass level. Graffiti gave kids like myself and Kaves the impetus and the outlet for our ideas.
Kaves was that one dude that really shined. His work stood out because he was talented. He did a great job of doing good walls, parking lots, these high visibility spots. I think his sheer talent really is kind of what put him head and shoulders above the rest of the guys that he was painting with at the time.
It's who he is. It's in his soul. It's in his blood. His art is in his blood, and the music is in his. It's who he's supposed to be, and where he is now, displaying his art in the Renaissance Blackstone. It's where he's supposed to be in life.
I still feel like I'm that little kid from Brooklyn that wants to make a name for myself, and people appreciate my artwork, and it's a chance for people that I would never think that I would be able to expose to out here in Chicago. No, it's a great thing.